I had another mom reach out to me with her parenting dilemma. I'm going to read it, give my thoughts, and then invite you, if you've got something positive to say in addition, to add that in the comments. Dear Kim, I have a 13-year-old son who's recently had some issues with marijuana. My husband and I smoke marijuana regularly after work and on weekends. We are always careful not to leave any smell or remnants laying around the house. However, we aren't naive that our son might smell it on us on occasion, so for that I know we're to blame. At this point, I feel like a bad mom since we teach by example, but I also know that what I do, he shouldn't be doing. I was the one who found the pipe and lighter sitting on his desk when I recently walked into his room. I always just walk in. When I saw it on his desk, I asked him, "What's this?" First, he looked puzzled, and then he knew he was in trouble. At that time, we talked about how it can affect his brain. I told him we'd have more to talk about later on the topic. I shared my findings with my husband, which led us to decide to talk to our son again on the way home from a concert. We essentially told him there's a time and a place that's appropriate to begin using marijuana, and it's likely when he's in college. We talked again about how bad it is for his brain and overall health since he is still growing. He lost some privileges, and now we're dropping him off at the entrance of school, but we weren't angry or yelling, and we thought that was it. But over the weekend, I found a can of edibles that he had taken from us, and it was empty. We talked to him again, and he said it was the last time. He reassures us that he's not doing it, but obviously the trust is gone. We told him we want him to rebuild that trust with us. We're very worried, and he's a good kid. He is smart, doing well in school, and overall, good teenager. I just want to know what else we can say and how to reprimand this. Okay, so you've had 2 incidents where you know that he has been a party to using marijuana, at least 2, right? Probably more than 2. One was after you talked to him twice about how it would affect his body. The first question that comes up for me as a mom and as someone who's worked with parents is, what's really going on? Is it his curiosity? Yes, our teenagers can be curious for sure. But is there something more going on? Is he using the marijuana as a way to escape something, a way he's feeling with something? Is he using it alone? Is he using it with friends? I want you to get curious about what's really going on. I love that you weren't angry or yelling. I love that you have shared with him how it is not a great thing for him at 13 to be using, because we know the younger kids are, the more they can become addicted quicker. I hear you when you say we teach by example, but you also know that he's not supposed to be doing what you're doing. I understand that you and your husband are regular users, and there's no judgment coming from me there. It is something, though, our kids watch us more than they listen to us. That you may not know about the adolescent brain, which is important for you to know right now, is that between the ages of 10 and 14, all 5 of our kids' senses are hugely heightened. That means a cupcake that tastes amazing to us tastes even better to a 10 to 14-year-old. So that's why it's important for you to understand that kids can get addicted quicker the younger that they use. I don't say this to scare you, I'm just informing you. I'm guessing that you're choosing to drop him at the front door of the school because he may have either walked to school before, or there had maybe been an opportunity for him to use before school, and you're trying to negate that. I think that is very smart on your part. While I think it's important for you to be aware of what's going on, and I'm glad you have the awareness that you do, I think getting stuck in being worried can exacerbate the problem. So getting educated like you are through this, I think another way that you can continue to educate yourself on this is Googling marijuana use in teenagers and learning all you can about that. Bottom line, my gut reaction as a mom and a parent coach is to ask you to get curious about what's really going on and realize that these couple of incidents that you've seen may just only be a part of what's really going on. And I'm not saying at all that you and your husband need to stop using marijuana. I'm saying that your behavior means a lot more to him than does your word. Just something to think about. And as a side note, you mentioned that you just walk into his room all the time. And I, as he's becoming a teenager, will just tell you, as a mom of 5, I always knock and wait for a response before I go into their room. It's just something for you to think about. And one last final thought, and I think it's really important to say this. When we get so sidetracked with our kids' behavior that we stop building the relationship, we lose connection with them. Our best defense against them making unhealthy choices like drug or alcohol use is building a relationship with them that's built on mutual respect. So be careful not to get so intense on this behavior that you are shying away from building a relationship with him.